I'm Jay Byrne, welcome to the Effects Loop. Today we're going to do something interesting. I had this idea of a hypothetical concept, okay? So if you decided, like, your friend's band's playing a show. At the end of the show, they got a little bit of extra time, and they're like, you know what, you want to come out and play a couple of your songs. So we're going to do 2 songs. I'm picking 2 of my songs, and we're going to put together an entire rig for a show, and we're going to see if it works. And we see if we can pull off the show. So we need guitars, we need a pedal board, we need an amp, we need the whole shebang, so we can actually put together a set for a show. I'm going to do 2 of my songs, like I said. I'm going to pick 2 of what I consider my more popular songs, 2 songs that I think are my more popular songs. I'm going to do a song called Passing Time.
Passing time, push the boredom away. Sometimes a quiet makes my mind wander astray. All in all, the day's gonna go anyway, so I sit and wait for your call. Hop in the car, make a trip to the mall. It's all the same, it's all short and tall, thin and fat and black, and that's all.
And I'm going to do a song called Contact. So now it is time to pick out the guitars for the show. We're gonna do 2 guitars, all right? I know we're only playing 2 songs, but we'll do 2 guitars because it's always good to have a spare anyway, and it'll fit the songs a little bit better. So into the guitar closet we go. As you can see, I got a curtain here. This is where I keep all my guitars. I have a rack of guitars in the closet. That's where they stay. I also have my Gretsch hanging on a thing on the wall there. So one of those songs is going to need a single coil sound. It's always good if you're going to have 2 guitars. It kind of almost makes sense to do a single coil and a humbucker. So here are my choices. I went with my Classic Vibe 50 Strat, and I'm going to do my Epiphone Les Paul. Now, I could have done a Telecaster and a 335, you know, or I could have done maybe I could have done my Gretsch and my 335. So we got a couple of amps here. We've got the Fender Tone Master Twin. We've got the Roland JC40, which can do anything really if you're using pedals. And I've also got the Boss Katana. But I'm not going to use the Boss Katana. You could use the Boss Katana, okay? In a pinch. But if you got better amps, you're probably better off to use the better amps. So I'm not going to actually use the Boss Katana for this one. However, not to say that it couldn't be done. It could. That's a 50-watt amp. It's pretty loud, and you can go direct with it if you had to. So, this Roland JC40 does not go direct. So, well, it does, but it doesn't sound as good as some of the more digital stuff that goes direct. And the Fender Tone Master Twin is loud and proud and takes pedals halfway decent. I've got my Nux here, my Nux board. It's already got my power supply on it, it's always on there. We have 6 pedals. We can do 6 pedals. We're using the Tone Master Twin, so everything's in front of the amp. There is no effects loop. It's kind of a simple setup, basically. So let's go over to the pedals. We go over to the pedal shelf here. And here we go. Here are all the pedals that I currently obtain. We are going to want our bass sound, like a bass distortion. Something that can do a little bit of everything. So I am definitely gonna say For that, I'm gonna use my Andy Timmons Plus because that's what I use for everything. So we've got one. So now we need a lighter distortion. Something that can handle the more, kind of like rock stuff. Something that's not super heavy that we can do. So, I am gonna use, for that, I like my Caline Pure Sky. I always use that, so I'll use that. That's 2 pedals so far. We are gonna need a buffer because we are gonna have, so that takes up 3 pedals right there. So really we only got 2 pedals left that we can use. Now we want some kind of modulation. I don't need a lot of modulation, but we do want something. I think we're gonna go with the Phase 90 because I dig my Phase 90 and it's just fun. And we are gonna have to get a delay pedal because we have to have some delays. So actually that's only 5 pedals. So we can do a 6th pedal, like a for fun pedal. If we're gonna do a 6th pedal, we want something that we can have some fun with. Let's do a fuzz. This is what we got for a board right now. This is what we're gonna be using for our 2-song set. We're gonna be we go into the buffer because you need a buffer if you're using this many pedals to keep your signal from getting mudded out. It'll mud out a little bit anyway, but you kind of need it. Into the buffer, go from the buffer right into the Phase 90. Then we're going to go into the Super Fuzz, which is essentially being used as a boost pedal, a clean boost. I'm not using it as a fuzz, but it's nice to know that there's a fuzz on my board if I want to get a little crazy, or somebody asks me to jam, I can use the fuzz to kind of goof around and do whatever I want to do with it. So I'm going to fuzz into the Caline Pure Sky, which is like my Timmy, which is my light overdrive. So this way I can run this as kind of an edge of breakup, the Caline Pure Sky. Just kind of rock out with that. And then when I want to kick in with a little bit more grit for a solo or a chorus part, I can use the boost from the Super Fuzz, which is a clean boost. Alright, now I've got the Andy Timmons after that. Now the Andy Timmons is essentially working as my more heavily distorted sound for for the song Contact, which I'm going to play. So I'm doing Passing Time. Passing Time will essentially be the Super Fuzz and the Pure Sky, and this, the Andy Timmons, is going to be for Contact. And the delay is for everything. So, yeah. So we're good. Now, all I got to do is wire this sucker up. So this is a good pedal platform amp anyway. I mean, so is the JC40. And to be really honest with you, because I'm really just using pedals for my sound, I could have very easily gone with the JC40 as well. Although I decided not to, because I just wanted to use this amp. Plus I figured if I was playing a gig, volume would be a thing. And I know the JC40 is also loud, but I mean, Fender Twin is like freaking powerhouse, It can be plenty loud. We need at least 2 cables here, because I'm going to be running from this output right here straight into my amp. And then of course we will have the guitars. I'm going to move my guitar rack. We're going to want to run the guitar cord here. This is going to be going from our in to whatever guitar we'll be using at the moment. We are going to need a tuner. I don't have a tuner on my board. However, I will use a clip-on tuner for these purposes right now. So, first thing we're going to do is set this up. So we want to set our amp up so that, we get a halfway decent tone coming out of it. want to do is we want to set up this board now to match my songs. So we know my first song is Passing Time. We're going to need a light overdrive. Generally speaking, all center with that tends to work pretty well. So like I said before, we're going to use this super fuzz right here as a boost. Now when you're using it as a boost, the only things that really work are the treble and the bass and the boost knob. So you'll notice if I hit the boost, and what we want to do is for the first song, I am going to have to manually change the settings on the delay because I need a slap back for my first song. Let's go a little bit lower on the gain. We just want it to sound completely clean. Just a little bit. Now we're going to set up the Andy Timmons Plus, this Andy Timmons right here, for just to work for a basic sound. Now typically that tends to be somewhere in the middle. This can be a loud pedal, so we've set everything up. We've set our pedal board and our amp up. Everything's good. We've got our guitars over there. That's all good. We've got everything set up. We are essentially ready to rehearse our set. Now that I've got the pedal board ready, and now that I've got everything set up here. We're running at a lower volume because I'm in my apartment. I could probably run this a little hotter if I was actually playing on a stage. I could also run the Tone Master direct out to the soundboard if, say, I was playing a silent stage and I wanted to do that. So that's a good option to have. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the two songs. I'm not going to do any singing today because I just don't feel like singing, so you're just going to hear the instrumental parts of the songs, but it'll give you a pretty good idea of what the tone and what my songs sound like. I play with backing tracks because I don't have a band, so I have to play to my backing tracks. Basically, my main guitar tracks, my solo, and my vocals are all live. So that's how that goes, if that's what you're wondering. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it through my studio monitors. I'm going to play through my... Actually, I'm going to run it through my stereo speakers, and I'm going to play through the amp. And I'll balance it out so that it doesn't sound too awful to you. And you can get an idea of what we accomplished with this 6-pedal board and the amp and 2 guitars, and we're gig ready. So let's check it out. there you have it. There's our rehearsal set. Did I pull it off? Did I do a good enough job? Would it have worked? I think it would. I mean, leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know if you think I actually pulled it off, if you think that would work perfectly fine. I mean, you've heard in this video the real versions of the songs and like my live renditions of the songs, and you can tell me they're pretty close. They're close enough for a live setting. I think so. But so if you like this kind of comment, like, subscribe. I can definitely use the subscribers. Leave a comment below. Like, give me ideas for future videos. Send me a question, whatever you want to say. My name's Byrne. This has been the Effects Loop. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care.